Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of Shadow Work and Gratitude. So, the other night we were talking about all those misunderstood cards that we get throughout the year that actually call us to do our shadow work. Well, tonight we're going to do a spread to actually go a little deeper into that while also being a little more focused. Now, some of you have probably seen some tarot spreads that have a very direct intention, your money spreads, your couple spreads, but many of you probably also haven't seen where you actually can do a tarot spread completely directed around one card. Well, tonight we're actually going to be working with our Devil card, and for those of you that missed the video about the misunderstood cards, definitely feel free to check out the card up top real quick so that you can kind of catch up, and definitely don't forget to subscribe so that you can follow along for the rest of the month, because we are doing this all of November, and to also catch up on the previous videos. But without further ado, we're going to get our cards out and see what you know what? I'll put myself on the chopping block again, because it does help, realize that we're all human. So I'll put myself on the chopping block. I'm going to pick one addiction that I need to get rid of as part of my shadow work, and we'll see what we get from there. All right, now that we got our cards out, you guys probably see something way different than you usually do. That's because this is my personal deck, the readings I use for whenever I do readings for myself. But again, at the top, we still have our main focus, the Devil card. So I know what addiction I'm mostly focusing on. In this case, my desperate need to make everything as perfect as possible. Now, the original trigger for that is this card over here, the Sun. I am so desperate for success that I look at everything as far as my need for perfection almost as like my guiding light. And while, again, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because of my own self-awareness, I know that I've taken this to an unhealthy level of needing this success, of needing to know that I have done a good job. Now, and also, quick extra, I'm also desperate to just, find my fortune. Now, the main impact on this, we have the Death card. It looks like my need for perfection is actually keeping me from my growth. Even though it's upright, which typically means a new chapter, a new phase in my life, the main impact is that it's actually been keeping me from being able to check into this new chapter and actually progress and grow. How do I begin this release? That would be this little guy down here, my King of Cups. It looks like I need to level up more, not just in my understanding of my spiritual side, but also I need to focus on actually mastering my emotions and knowing when it's appropriate to rush into them and when it's time to kind of hold them back a little bit harder. And last but not least, typically this would be just one card, but when I asked what my hindrance would be, all three of these decided to spit out on me. And most interestingly enough, this one actually came upside down, which tells me that this is the hidden thing that's going to hinder me. But as far as my hindrances, I am disillusioned in what I think is actually the right and proper way to go about things. And more importantly, what success and perfection really mean to me. I am keeping myself intentionally blind, along with an absolute terror of moving forward. I don't want to actually change in some cases, and you know what? Sometimes we're just not ready to change. Good call on that, you mean little deck. And the thing that's hidden from me is my obsession with perfection is how I find my balance. So I know that if I actually do try to release this need for perfection, release this need to always succeed, I'm going to have to find myself a new balance and a new way to go with the flow. So without further ado, let's turn this camera back around and chat some more. Well, now that we've dug a little deeper into having me on the chopping block and seeing where I need to improve with my need for perfection, my need to always succeed, hopefully now you feel a little more comfortable in doing a deeper dive into how you can release those addictions and those unhealthy chains that keep on holding you back. Because as you saw, my desperate need for success and perfection is keeping me from actually obtaining my successes, actually growing, actually seeing the things that I would like to see in my life come to fruition, because I'm so focused on making things perfect and so focused on success that I'm forgetting to actually look around and see what's actually going on. But if this helped you out at all, definitely feel free to do the reading yourself if you have your own tarot deck. Again, just remember, have your devil card at the top, so it's the main focus of the reading. It's an actual helper, believe it or not. And don't forget that you have your original trigger, what the main impact is, how you can start that release, and what's going to hinder you along the way. And if you don't have your own tarot deck or you're worried about doing it yourself, no issue. Until December 1st, I do plan on offering those specific spreads for only $5 until December 1st. And that's for the first 3 people that comment. So definitely, if you are watching this and you would like your own and you're one of the first 3 to comment, get your little butt in there and get what would actually typically be a $25 to $40 reading for $5. Cash App and Venmo accepted. But that is all we have for tonight, guys. And I do hope that this has been helping you out. If it has, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe, because, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing this all through November. And I'd hate for you to miss out, especially with December. It's a brand new fun topic for evenings. But have a great night, guys. Good luck in your shadow work journey. And I look forward to doing this again with you tomorrow.